Inventory is down for its fourth week in a row. Let's talk about that and more in this week's segment of Market Watch. Hi everyone, Joshua Barks here, Associate Broker with Keller Williams Realty Boise and Team Lead of the Barks & Co. Real Estate Team. Thanks for tuning in to this week's segment of Market Watch. If you're new to the channel, we talk about the Boise area housing market on a week-over-week basis, and then once a month we go into a deep dive. Last week was our deep dive, so the link to that is going to be in the description below. And we also email out a full report every week, well, almost every week, just as long with these videos. To sign up for that, that's also in the description below. So without further ado, let's get into it. Inventory down for the fourth week in a row. Like I said, it looks like we peaked back in August with inventory, and we're actually now at just under 1,500 available homes, 1,492 available homes in Ada County right now for sale, ready for someone to buy. And we had 150 new homes come to market in the last 7 days. When we're talking about pendings, though, pendings are actually up week over week. We had 518 pending overall right now compared to last week when we had 493. So inventory's down, demand is up. The week over week under contracts. So this last week we had 139 homes go under contract. Last week we had 156. So when you're looking at overall demand going up, overall inventory coming down, it's a pretty good indicator that things are continuing to stabilize. And because of the interest rates continuing to rise and inch closer to that 7% mark, we are likely going to continue to see demand soften and inventory soften as we get closer to the holiday season, because that's generally the time of year when we have the least amount of available homes and the least amount of pending activity. Number of home sales, this week we had 116 homes close in the last 7 days, and last week we had 165. So we're down a little bit for that, but no surprises there because last week was the first week of the month / end of the last month, and that's generally when we see the most closings for that month is that final week. Not sure why, but that's just generally the habit that we see take place. Average days on market continues to rise, so it's still a great time to be a buyer. Actually, fantastic time because you get kind of your pick of the litter when it comes to home choices, because there are a lot more options out there, especially at a lot more affordable price points. And not only that, but because sellers are facing more competition than they have in the last several years, you can finally ask for more things than what was once typical. No longer do you have to waive every contingency in order to get an offer accepted. You can actually potentially get less than what they're asking on asking price. You can probably get closing costs or a credit toward something in closing, and you can ask for inspection repairs. Maybe not all at once, but it depends on the house specifically, and that kind of gets into negotiations, but you can finally ask for stuff. Things are a lot more fair for both parties. Now, on the selling side, it's still a fantastic time to sell. You just want to make sure that you're pricing your property correctly, because there's still far too many people that are starting here, and then the market, because we're doing kind of this with prices, maybe a little bit of this, maybe a little bit of this some weeks, but really prices are softening. Prices are coming down. They're not coming down dramatically yet, but if you're starting here and prices are doing this, well, you're just kind of chasing the market as prices go down and ultimately selling for less. So make sure you're pricing your home right. To begin with, you want to price ahead of the market, not what we were seeing in the market just even a few months ago, because the market is continually transitioning. That's interest rates I said they almost reached 7%. We're at 6.92 for the average 30-year fixed, according to Freddie Mac's report this week. So I believe the last time was 2002 is what the report said. So 20 years ago was the last time we had interest rates that were this high. So that's dwindling away on affordability. And like I said, there's going to be fewer buyers out there. And then on the seller side, there's, going to be less activity there as well. And I think our inventory problem with inventory coming down, because yes, we have a lot more inventory than we've experienced in a very long time. We still don't have enough available homes to satiate the demand that is still there. Now, that being said, I don't see inventory getting better in the next several years, especially because rates were at 2% and 3% during the pandemic. And anybody that refinanced during that time is probably going to sit tight if they can, or if they want to, if their home still works for them, they're going to try to make it work for that 3% rather than 6%, or even, God forbid, 7%. So double what they had. So that's kind of my 2 cents on inventory. Stay tuned for next week's segment of Market Watch. We'll go into the week over week numbers again. And if you have any questions, if there's anything I can add to these videos or anything that you'd like to see, please do let me know. My number 208-914-1095, and I look forward to helping you however I can. Have a great weekend.